Hi, we're going to do a very special lesson. I call it Pilates Leg Circles. I picked it up in a Pilates class. I was lying there in class and I was like, wow, this is perfectly training a skill for bases in Acroyoga. I'm going to give you a little warning through. A lot of people look at this at first and they're kind of like meh about the exercise because it's a little bit hard to unlock it. However, like later if you're going to base people and you keep dropping them, like doing this will give you the skills to become a more stable base. And the reason why you might think this is a mere exercise because the first time you do it, you don't really know how to get better and there's no intellectual aha moment like a logical click. However, it's something you have to figure out in your body. You have to create the awareness and movement. And this takes a little bit of time. So I encourage you, don't give up after 3 seconds, but like try it for like a minute or 2. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to lie on my back. I have one leg straight out. I'm going to bring the other leg up, straight up. I'm going to make leg circles, just small leg circles. And you're going to notice making the leg circles is really easy. However, the leg circles are not the focus of the exercise. You want to focus on your hips, and you want to keep your hips perfectly still. A lot of times what happens when people do it, they're going to move. The leg and the hips are going to move with it. In order to keep your hips still, you're going to have to learn disassociation between your upper chest and your hips. That's disassociation. And you're going to have to learn all the different muscles in your abs to work to keep it steady. So you might have to do this for like a minute or 2 until suddenly you're like, oh wow, now somewhere in there I can feel a muscle. And if I use that muscle, I can keep my hips still. Also, this is something I do. It might be different in your body. But when I bring a leg out, this hip tends to come up. And so I consciously think as this leg goes out, I'm bringing this hip down. I'm breaking it up. I can bring this leg up. I can bring this up and down. And so you want to control the rate of these 2 movements in order to get your hips still. And if you do this, your body stays connected to the ground. And then when you're basing someone, you can keep them better in the air. So I'm going to ask Scott to do it, and he's doing it for his first time. So we're hoping he'll do it perfectly, but we're also hoping he'll make some mistakes, so we have like an interesting video. So give it a try. You bring one leg up, one leg down, and small circles with your foot. And you can kind of see the wiggle. And so you want maybe slow it down a little bit. Slow it down more. So that way you can really feel all the little motions. Yeah. And slow down a little more. Nice. And you notice how there are like these little shakes, right? Yeah. So if you're going to keep doing this for like a minute or 2, you're going to slowly notice how to compensate for these shakes. And this will give you a good connection to the ground as a base. Nice. Thank you.